All right, good morning, guys. So I've had a couple requests on how do you upload your picture to Desmos to create your graph. So I wanted to go over a couple things on Desmos. Um, so one, here I am on the website, desmos.com. I'm going to first go ahead and I'm going to include my picture. So I'm going to hit the plus tab in the upper left-hand corner, go to image, and then select the image wherever it is that you saved it. So, and then you'll notice that it automatically pops up. Now it's a really small image, but that's because I'm zoomed out really far on my graph. So I'm going to zoom in, and then we will begin to manipulate the picture. Before I do so, though, I do want to change a couple things. So I'm going to go over here, go to the graph settings, and I'm going to click on projection mode or projector mode. And what that does is that makes all the lines a little bit darker. It's easier for you to see where all the points are and everything else like that. Okay, so we'll mess with some of the other settings in a minute, but right now let's get back to my picture, and I'm going to click on the picture and I'm going to zoom in or click on the center tab, and that's going to allow me to move the picture however I want. So and then it's just more about manipulating the picture, moving things where you want them to be. And that looks like a good place for me. So the other thing that I want to do is do not touch these vertical tabs or these two horizontal tabs. Stick with either the center tab to move the entire picture or the corner tabs. And I say this only because when you deal with those, it keeps the picture ratio the same, and that's really what you want to do. You don't want to augment one side more than the other. Just either center to move the entire picture or corner tabs. And you may have to do a little bit of playing back and forth with them. I did. And the reason why I did was because when I had measured going from here to this side right here, it was about 16 inches. So I wanted to try to duplicate that. So that's why I manipulated the size a bit. And once you're good with your ratios or your points, so that way it's as close as possible to being original, then you want to focus more on your vertex point. Now, it doesn't matter if that's right there, perfectly right there, or not. You can maneuver things around. And it says the parabola should be in quadrant 1 and quadrant 1 only. So you can maneuver so that way it's almost touching. You can find your zeros that way, or you can move it up a little higher, a little to the side. It's up to you what you want to do. Okay? But at that point, you want to focus on trying to find the vertex point. And I'm going to go with the vertex point, looks like right about there. Okay? And you really want to be able to focus in on that vertex point because it allows you to kind of begin the process of finding your parabola. That point to me is at 10.6. And so I can now use that vertex point to begin finding my parabola or my equation of the parabola. And then the other thing that you want to do is you want to try to look for another point that's crossing perfectly, that's going to allow you to have 2 points, and then that way you can actually find your A value. So I changed it up just ever so slightly so that way I could use that point right there at 4.4 as my second point. Okay, so that's going to be my vertex, and then I can use this point right here at 4.4 to help me find my A value when I am solving. Okay, and that's kind of how you begin going through this process. And from there, you're gonna have to look back at your notes to find out how to convert to vertex form. You should be fine. I like the project, so hopefully you will too. Let me know if you guys have any more questions or if you have any other troubles.